Renee Hahn, your Naples Real Estate Expert. This video is part of a series I call Naples Revealed, where we explore all the various aspects of Naples, Florida living. Be sure to subscribe below to keep up to date on new videos to help familiarize yourself with the Naples area. And of course, reach out anytime if I can be of assistance to you on your journey to explore Naples living. This is Naples Revealed, where we cast our lines far and wide to bring you the best of Southwest Florida. My name is Renee Hahn. I'm your Naples Real Estate Expert, and I'm here to guide you on this exploration of everything Naples. Now, if your fishing experience has mostly involved peaceful lakes up north, get ready for an exciting and entirely different journey and adventure. Naples, Florida isn't just a paradise for sunbathers and shoppers. It's actually a premier fishing destination that attracts anglers from near and far, offering an exhilarating dive into the world of saltwater fishing. With its beautiful coastlines, abundant marine life, and year-round warm weather, it's no wonder that fishing is a beloved pastime for both locals here in Naples as well as visitors. Whether you're a seasoned angler ready to embrace the saltwater challenge or a novice just looking to cast a line and maybe soak up the Gulf sun, here's many things that you'll need to know to have a successful fishing adventure here in Naples. Now, before we dive into the how, let's talk about the why. Why Naples is a fishing hotspot? Well, Naples does truly offer exceptional fishing opportunities, and there are four main reasons we're going to talk about. One, year-round action. Unlike many northern regions, Naples boasts a year-round fishery. While target species may change with the season, there's always something biting. Winter brings excellent grouper and snapper action offshore, while summer sees the arrival of the monster tarpon nearshore. You've also got, number two, a diverse ecosystem. From the shallow mangrove-lined backwaters of the 10,000 islands, teeming with snook and redfish, to the expansive Gulf of Mexico, offering deep sea giants like grouper and snapper and kingfish, and even some sharks, Naples provides an incredible variety of environments to explore. Three, the abundant species. The water here is rich and highly sought after and filled with game fish. Expect to encounter powerful snook, acrobatic tarpon, aka the Silver King, hard-fighting redfish, delicious grouper and snapper, and speedy mackerel, and much more, to be honest. Even freshwater canals in the Naples area offer unique species like largemouth bass and peacock bass. And the last reason is the scenic beauty. Beyond the thrill of the catch itself, fishing in Naples means being surrounded by breathtaking natural beauty. Spotting dolphins, manatees, and diverse bird life is a common phenomenon and a big bonus here. So the saltwater shift and what's different than what you might experience than up north. For those used to freshwater lakes, saltwater fishing in Naples presents some exciting and really important distinctions. First, bigger, stronger fish. Generally speaking, saltwater fish tend to be larger and more powerful than their freshwater cousins. This means more intense fights, a need for stronger gear, and especially stronger lines. Get ready for runs that strip line, if you will, off your reel and battles to test your stamina. We've gone out with some really thin line before we knew about this distinction and had great catches that really got away very, very easily thanks to us. You're also going to need different gear. Your trusty bass rod from up north might not cut it here. Saltwater rods are typically longer, more robust, and designed to handle the powerful pulls. I talked about lines. Your line can break, but your pole can also break. Reels are also built to withstand corrosion from the saltwater, and they can handle the heavier loads. You'll often have to use heavier lines, as I already talked about. You're going to want things like braided or monofilament with higher pound testing ratings and much sturdier hooks. You've got to remember what you're hauling in On that line, it could be a much bigger fish than what you're used to catching up north. You've also got to give consideration to the tides, currents, and salinity of the water. Lake fishing is often about structure and depth. In saltwater, tides and currents are paramount. Understanding tide charts and how fish react to incoming and outgoing tides is crucial. Salinity levels also influence where certain species can be found, especially in estuaries. Also keep in mind, live bait is often king. While lures may work, live bait, things like shrimp, pinfish, or mullet, are frequently much more effective for many of the saltwater species, especially for inshore game fish. You've also got dynamic environments that you've got to consider. The open ocean, coastal areas, intricate mangrove estuaries, each require different techniques, and they offer unique challenges and rewards, by the way. There's a lot more structure in the form of oyster bars, grass flats, the wrecks, reefs, that act as fish magnets in many cases. And you've also got to remember, and this is so important, there are many more complex regulations. This is a big one. Freshwater rules are often much simpler, and saltwater regulations for size, bag limits, seasons can be highly specific, and they vary by species. This leads us to the next crucial point. Whether you're a DIY angler or prefer a guided experience, Naples gives you a lot of different ways to get your line wet. So let's talk about some of those. If you own your own boat, you could certainly do the trial and error. If you bring your own boat or you buy one here, you have the ultimate freedom. You can go wherever you want. You could start fishing tomorrow, but be prepared for a learning curve. Understanding local charts, navigating shallow waters, especially around the mangroves, by the way, and learning the tides will be your first challenge. This is a fantastic way to truly immerse yourself in the local fishery, but it requires patience and a willingness to learn from experience. Invest in a good navigation tool and local charts. I remember our first outing when we were going to do the DIY way. We went offshore and we were so excited. We went with our small little reels and our overly light lines, and we cast it. We did have the live bait right. We cast our lines, and all we caught all day were catfish. Oh my gosh, if I wanted to catch catfish, I could have stayed on the lake. But it was clear that we weren't going to learn ourselves. We were going to need to go with some of the other options, such as hiring a guide to accompany you. So if you still want to use your own boat, but you're new to Naples or you're new to saltwater fishing, just hire a local fishing guide to accompany you on your own boat for half or full day. It can be invaluable. It's a great investment. They can show you the best spots, explain local techniques, teach you about tides and currents, and help you understand the nuances of the local species and regulations. It's like a personalized fishing lesson on your own vessel. You can also charter a private fishing boat. This is often the most popular option for visitors and those who want the hassle-free, highly productive fishing experience. You can do private charters, which is ideal for families or groups. Private charter gives you exclusive use of the boat and the captain's full attention. You can often tailor the trip to your own personal preferences, whether you want to be inshore and go looking for snook, redfish, tarpon, whether you want to go near shore, closer to the reefs and finding mackerel, or you want to go offshore to try to hunt down some groupers, snapper, kingfish, sharks, and the like. But the captain provides all the gear, the bait, the licenses, and he knows exactly where the fish are biting. Highly recommended for a memorable first saltwater experience. And then, of course, you can also do a group or what we call the party boat charters, a more economical option. These boats take multiple individuals or small groups out on a larger vessel, typically for bottom fishing, for snapper, grouper, inshore, offshore waters. All gear and licenses are usually included, and it's a great way to meet other anglers and share the experience. Then there's some other things that don't even require you to get out on a boat. Things like Pier and shore fishing, don't have a boat? No problem. You can go to the Naples Pier. Now it's temporarily closed down while they are rebuilding it from the hurricane damage, but it's still a great option. It's a fantastic and iconic spot. The pier holds a blanket fishing license, so you generally don't need your own if you're fishing from the pier, although verify and make sure the current rules apply, especially post-hurricane restoration. You can catch various species here, everything from mackerel to snapper, and even an occasional Goliath grouper, believe it or not. It's also great for wildlife viewing. You can always check with the City of Naples website for current pier access and fishing regulations, especially again after any hurricane storms. There's also beach surfing. Beach or surf fishing rather, and along the beaches you can cast for pompano, whitling, Spanish mackerel, particularly, by the way, during the cooler months. This is a very accessible option. And then lastly, go to find some canals and bridges, because many of the canals and bridges in the residential areas don't go into a gated HOA community, by the way, because oftentimes it's restricted there. But these waterways may offer opportunities for both freshwater bass and saltwater species, things like snook and mangrove, snapper, especially around the bridges and docks. So how do you make the most of your Naples fishing trip? I'm going to cover a couple things. First, research and plan. Don't just go decide one day you're going to go out fishing and expect to be successful. Maybe you'll get lucky. Most of the time you won't. So research and plan. Understand what fish are in season at different times of the year and what fishing methods are best for that time of year. As I said, consult with local experts. Go to a tackle shop. Owners of the tackle shops or employees are gold mines of information. They typically tend to know what's biting, what bait to use, and they may even have real-time reports. Guides are invaluable for their deep local knowledge. Next thing to do is check the weather and tides. Always consult marine forecast and tide charts. One of the things you got to realize, Naples, the weather can change on a dime like that, especially during the rainy season. It might be sunshine when you go to get out on the boat, and 5 minutes later, you could find yourself in severe storms. Tide dictates fish movement, and sudden storms, obviously, as I said, can pop up in Florida, and that may affect your fishing experience in more ways than one. Sun protection, so obvious, but the Florida sun is intense. Make sure if you're going fishing, you wear sunscreen. Bring a wide-brimmed hat, sunglasses, maybe sun protective clothing. We'd hate for you to enjoy your day of fishing only to find you're paying for it for the next 2 days. Stay hydrated. Bring plenty of water. Make sure you stay fresh and hydrated, especially on the really hot days. Be patient. Fishing is called fishing, not catching, for a reason. Enjoy the experience, the scenery, and the company. Even if you don't catch anything, make sure you're enjoying enough about it that it's still a good experience. And lastly, please respect the environment. Practice catch and release for species you don't intend to keep. Or for those that are out of season, always dispose of your trash properly as well. It's really important. Part of what makes this area so beautiful is that people do respect it. You don't want it, the fines can be really high. Don't think you're going to stick it in your cooler and get away with it, because you might not. And make sure that the waterways stay just as beautiful as you found them. So this is perhaps the most critical. These are things to know before you go out on the water. Saltwater regulations, as I shared, are very complex and strictly enforced for conservation. So let me share a couple resources that you might be able to go to. One is the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. It's also known as FWC. This is your primary resource for all fishing regulations in Florida. You can find them at www.myfwc.com. Specifically, their saltwater recreation fishing section is very helpful. This site provides up-to-date information on things like fishing license. Yep, they're required. They're required for residents and visitors 16 and older for both saltwater and freshwater. So you can purchase them online or at your local retail shops, things like bait shops or sporting goods stores, but make sure you know what's required and that you follow it. It'll also help you with size limits. There's minimums and maximums in terms of lengths, weight, and whatnot for keeping a fish. Bag limits. What is this? The number of fish in a particular species that you can keep per person per day. Again, don't get caught not following the rules. And unfortunately, ignorance is not an explanation that's going to get you out of trouble. Also, it'll help you get familiar with the seasons, open versus closed. Many popular species, things like snook, redfish, certain grouper and snapper species, they have specific open and closed seasons to protect them during spawning. These vary by region and can change annually, so please keep checking them before each trip. It's important. You'll also learn about gear restrictions, what type of hooks, nets, or other gear might not be allowed or may even be prohibited. You'll also learn about prohibited species because some species are protected and cannot be harvested at all. Doesn't matter what season, things like Goliath grouper, bonefish. You'll be able to download a free app out at the My FWC that can go on your smartphone. It's an indispensable tool. It provides instant access to regulations based on your GPS location, helping you quickly identify species and understand current rules. You may also want to go to your local tackle shops, as I already talked about, beyond the gear. These shops are oftentimes community hubs of fishing knowledge. The staff are usually avid anglers themselves and can provide current and local reports, advice on bait, and pointers on recent regulation and changes. And then, of course, we've talked about charter captains are really valuable. And so if you hire a guide or a charter, they're legally obligated to know and follow all regulations, taking that burden off of you. It's a huge benefit to newcomers, but ask them lots of questions while you're out so that maybe the next time, if you want to go out without a guide, you're taking advantage of the knowledge that they can pass on to you. So fishing in Naples is an adventure waiting to happen, offering a thrilling departure from freshwater experiences. With its beautiful waters, diverse fish species, and ample access options, it's no wonder that fishing is a beloved pastime in our coastal paradise. Just remember to equip yourself with the right knowledge. Remember FWC regulations, the right gear, healthy dose of patience, and you'll be well on your way to reeling in some unforgettable memories. And maybe even a big catch. So grab your rod, gather your friends and family, and get ready to experience the unique thrill of saltwater fishing in Naples. Now, you want more insider information on living your best life in Naples, curious about hidden gems, local hotspots, or you just want to see more of this incredible place? Well, tune in for future editions of Naples Revealed segments at yournaplesexpert.com, your go-to guide for everything Naples. You won't want to miss what we uncover next. It's gonna be a doozy.